Hey y'all, we are back with another dense update. This update is sponsored by Biomax Peptides and Herd Athletics. Here we go. Over the weekend, Clair Toomey released a new video to her YouTube channel explaining what happened at the World Championships in HYROX.
So just going to do a little recap on this past weekend. Let's take it back all the way to Atlanta.
As you all know by now, she completed her first race with James Newberry, and when she crossed the finish line, she didn't look exactly her normal self. In that moment, I instantly thought, oh no, something's off. She's probably sick with as much traveling as she's been doing.
And then Monday, I started getting sick. I don't know what entirely it is. I never went to the doctor.
Tia talks about how her and James had been preparing for that upcoming race.
And I'm talking, we were running fast. Some of our paces that we were holding was a 3:25.
To me, there was no doubt these two were going to win the World Championships. Shortly after, we saw that she had withdrawn from the competition with her doubles partner, Joanna, who I had just seen race a few months ago in Houston when they set the new world record. Really unfortunate for Tia and Joanna. And she goes on to apologize.
I do apologize to anyone that feels like they're being cheated or, you know, this has affected them in a negative way.
I don't think she needs to apologize, honestly. Everybody sees how hard she works. She's the 7-time champ. There's no doubt in anybody's mind how bad she wanted that. And that's just life. Sometimes things happen and sometimes things are out of our control. And getting sick is no reason to have to apologize to people. We get it. We've all been sick.
At the end of the day, I just gotta get back on the horse.
Training Think Tank recently released a behind the scenes of Lydia Fish during the Last Chance qualifier.
I closed my eyes and I slipped away.
I really enjoyed this video. It was a little peek behind the curtain into who Lydia Fish is. Because I think leading up to this point, you just see a young teenage athlete coming up in the sport and you don't really know much about her. But this really was such a great video and the production behind it was done so well. So kudos to CTP. It had just a different feel than some of the behind the scenes stuff that we've seen. Lydia goes through a few of the workouts with her coach Perrin, and Perrin talks about, you know, how they prepare for these workouts. She's seen reading the standard sheets several times.
What are you doing?
I'm just rereading the rules because when I originally printed them off, it said it was front rack walking lunges.
I mean, they repeat the workouts and she even rereads everything again.
I don't even know why I'm reading over this. This is the third time we're doing it.
Learn anything new?
I don't know.
Very much how I have always assumed everyone was. I mean, that's how we are at our gym, and it's just team athletes, and we have a team of people there who are constantly reading over standards. And then you see things like, you know, what happened to Brooke Wells, and you've been around how many years and your team still hasn't figured this out? Lydia talks a little bit about her day job.
What are you doing for work right now?
Waitressing at a supper club.
At a supper club?
Yeah.
CTP asks her if her goal is to be a pro athlete and if she sees herself giving up waitressing.
And are you trying to get out of that? Like, you want to be a pro athlete or?
Yes and no. I love the restaurant industry.
And I love that she takes her job so seriously and yet finds the fun in it.
It can be a shit show and you just have to like go with it and pretend nothing is wrong, even though there's like kitchens backed up, bars backed up, we're running out of stuff.
It's almost like that's a competition for her when it's chaotic and it's crazy and there's a million things going on and you just have to act like nothing is bothering you in that moment. It's really not that much different from her being on the competition floor. Waitressing takes a great deal of humility and patience. Perrin has been coaching Lydia since 2022.
I think her parents maybe reached out to the organization on her behalf. Next thing you know, a few months later, she was living with me. So that was 2022.
And you can really see the bond that those two have created together. It's almost very mother-daughter, but also a little big sister, little sister relationship. If you have not seen this one, do yourself a favor, go check it out. That is on the Training Think Tank YouTube channel. Andrew Hiller has been on the road quite a bit the last few weeks. Just saw that he was with Tyson Bajent and Erica Folo, and he just put out a new video of the time spent there.
Did you qualify this year?
I didn't.
She said the program was shitty this year, so she didn't make it. Tell her I'll talk to her once she's the games qualifier.
Oh, nice!
And then I also saw that he was with Dallin Pepper, Jason Hopper, Fee Sagafi, and the Brute team.
In this video, we're going to play a game of I Spy. Spot everyone that you don't normally see in the videos and give them a tag. We got a good crew down here.
So he is definitely racking up the miles and putting out some amazing behind the scene content with these athletes. Now we have about 5 weeks until the 2025 CrossFit Games, 40 days if you're following the Peppers on Instagram.
Lock in, losers. We got 40 days until the CrossFit Games.
Happy 40 days until the CrossFit Games. What a day we have for you today.
I love this little daily reminder. I love this series that they're doing. Yo, athletes, be like the Peppers. Meanwhile, in the TEMU CrossFit news, the World Fitness Project and their hired team of propagandaists, is that even a word? Have promised that they're taking feedback from Tour Event 1 and they're going to make Tour Event 2 even better. The thing is they came in really hot. They went on all the major podcasts campaigning that, they're looking to give CrossFitters something more consistent.
Create some more continuity and consistency for everybody involved in the fitness space.
They have all this experience, right? They have Will Morad, a longtime CrossFit Games athlete. They have a USA event director. And although he wasn't their first choice, he was their plan B, but he has quite a bit of experience.
He signed on our event directors who have a depth of history in, over 2 decades probably between Roger and Jason of experience running events, over 1,000 athletes, which is really important. They've owned gyms.
If you're going to come out hot and you're going to say you're going to do something better than CrossFit does, shouldn't you be able to actually do that your first go around? Instead of needing all of the feedback from the fans and the community in order to make it better. We're all about consistency, but they're already making crazy amount of changes to Tour Stop 2. For instance, there's no more VIP section, and that's probably because they either can't offer it there with the space, or it's because they need to move those VIP people up into the stands to make it look like there's more people in attendance this time around. They lowered the cost of tickets for spectators. Not a terrible strategy. And if you want to compete in Arizona on an elite team, they're giving it away for free. I heard Jason Ainsley, when he was on site at the TFX Invitational, was essentially walking around recruiting elite teams to come to their event. Is that because they overpromised and underdelivered? Another thing is the Tour 1 Community Division Leaderboard was public for everyone to see, and now for some reason that's private and a big secret. Maybe because they only have a couple of signups in each division. I don't know. The Challenger Qualifier Leaderboard is up. That will be taking place over 4th of July week. Not the weekend I would pick. Whatever. This leaderboard is public and drastically smaller than the Challenger qualifier for the first tour event, with only 19 men registered and 21 women. For the first Challenger qualifier, they had 212 men submit a score and 101 females submit a score. The one consistent thing they're still doing is traveling around the world, spending the Terry's Trust Fund money. I saw they're going to make stops in Mexico in hopes of recruiting more CrossFitters to jump on their bandwagon. It's no secret that the organization is littered with CrossFit HQ and Dave Castro haters and people who think they somehow know how to professionalize a sport. Your version of this soft, relaxing, stress-free, Will Morad friend league will never be professional.
If you look at other sports, they're not getting the same type of criticism, those athletes, that these athletes are.
This is probably the worst take of the entire show. You can literally head over to any team's Instagram page after a playoff loss. You can head over to any individual NFL, NBA, MLB player's Instagram page after a critical mistake in a playoff game. The amount of death threats they receive from fans, the amount of just disgusting, foul things that people wish upon players.
Nothing about the NFL or the NBA or the MLB are soft and stress-free.
If we talk about professionalizing, Caleb says standards around the media sound like a violation of the First Amendment. You don't get on ESPN and hear people cursing.
Nobody ever talks about that. Been famous since a teenager. Basketball, obviously, in life as a whole, fucking dominating through and through.
Tell me you haven't watched ESPN without telling me you haven't watched ESPN.
I was holding out optimism until Salah comes up to the thing and goes,
Yep, popped his Achilles. We're fucked.
This made-up professional league they're trying to create is going to be riding the coattails of the CrossFit Games for as long as their bank account will allow. The young ladies I showed you earlier, Caitlin and Mesa, not to be confused with Mayasa. I'm terrible with names, you guys. They have a new show on Be Friendly Fitness's YouTube channel, and they've had 2 shows so far. I've watched both, somewhat reluctantly, I will say, because there's nothing I don't want to hear more than 2 girls sit behind a camera in what looks like prison cells and just do nothing but talk about themselves. I mean, if you have something to say it. I don't need your backstory. I can get that by scrolling down your Instagram. And their very first post from the In the Box Office Instagram said, and I quote, "We are here to tell the stories of the athletes, their friendships, and their feuds." And they haven't done that. They haven't told one athlete's story. They haven't talked about one athlete friendship or feud. And they're like, oh, give us time. It's still early. No. To me, it's just fake news. If you say you're going to deliver a product and you don't deliver it, that's a surefire way for your viewers to lose interest. It's no different than the WFP claiming that they're going to tell all these stories of the challenger athletes and then putting out videos of Danielle Brandon and Patrick Vellner. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love some Danielle Brandon content, but by all means, give us what you say you're going to give us. Where are the stories about your challengers? You have Colton Mertens, Fee Sagafi, obviously fan favorites, finishing well ahead of a lot of your signed pro athletes, and you're not telling one story about them. Tudor Magda, Ty Jenkins, Jennifer Muir, all challenger athletes who also are making it to the CrossFit Games this year. Tell the stories of the athletes who you said wouldn't have to choose between the game seasons and the WFP season, but in fact did. Tell the stories of the athletes who did your first event and got injured and took themselves out of the running for the CrossFit Games season. I mean, those are the stories the fans want to hear. Anytime you want any advice on what the fans and the spectators want to see and hear about in our niche sport, just ask. That is all for this Stents update. Be sure to leave a comment, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're into this sort of thing, head over to my Instagram page where you can follow me there for all the latest happenings in the CrossFit community.
That dense bitch.
She got chalk on her hands, lip gloss on the mic, talking PRs and drama, yeah, her takes ain't light. Deadlifting truths in her crop top fit, and every box know her name, yeah, that dense bitch.
That dense bitch.
Big brain, not big bench, and when she walks in, whole squad gets tense. She say what she want, no filter, no flinch, dropping CrossFit T with a snatch and a twist. That dense bitch.
That dense bitch.
Yeah, she built like a barbell, pretty face, big chest, got some cartel. Hot takes with a side of protein. She the queen of the scene in her Metcon dream. That dense bitch.
That dense bitch.
Got a what and a war to start, talking smack in the chat like it's modern art. Brains, maybe not, but the biceps hit, and she always bring the fire when she tuck her. Did you hear what Jess did at the 6 a.m.? She got caught skipping reps, now she ghosting them. And Mike's on roids, girl, we been new. That dense bitch got the scoop like a pre-workout brew. No PhD, but she studied your form, correcting your squat while she rides the storm. Opinionated, caffeinated, unregulated, pretty and hated, she's celebrated. She ain't dumb, she deliberate. Big boobs, big takes, she ain't delicate. And when she talks, the room goes hush, cause even the coach be scared of her touch. That dense bitch.
That dense bitch.
Yeah, she built like a barbell, pretty face, big chest, got some cartel. Hot takes with a side of protein. She the queen of the scene in her Metcon dream. That dense bitch.
That dense bitch.
Got a wide and a war to start, talking smack in the chat like it's modern art. Brains, maybe not, but the biceps hit, and she always bring the fire when she talk her shit. Yeah, she loud, she proud, and she benching your man. Takes no notes, but she still got a plan. Call her dense, but she flex on cue. That bitch got the news, and she prettier than you.